Hey, house guests, welcome to today's Big Brother 22 updates and spoilers. What's up? All right, our house guests of the day are Beverly, Susan Davis, and Lauren Alba. Thank you both so much for the support. You guys are amazing, and we could not do this without you, so thank you again. And if you want to be house guest of the day, we've got 2 days left. So check out our Patreon link in the info box below. And thank you again, ladies. You are awesome. And before we get going, I also want to thank yesterday's super chatters, Saint Chuck 313 and Shane Shaji. Thank you both so much for the support. Super chat is a great way to support the channel. It really makes a big difference for us. So thank you so much for that. And hello, everyone. Welcome to the show today. Woo! Jody Cortez, thank you so much. Jody asked, what's the last day for the feeds? Wednesday at like 8 a.m. Yes, usually they do have feeds on the morning of the finale, and they usually go down around, I guess, like 9 a.m. Big Brother time. Everybody usually says like, bye, thanks for watching. So yeah, should be fun. Dawn MH302, thank you so much. I love those. Are those hippos? They're so cute. And before we get going, I just wanted to let you guys know that Lucy is in here, and she is going to town on a Chewy right now. So if you hear a lot of like, Lucy's having a good time. But yeah, let's get started. When we left off yesterday, Cody won part 2 of the final HOH, which means he will be facing off against Nicole in part 3 on finale night. And that also means that now Enzo can only make the final 2 if someone brings him. He can't make it there himself. Yikes. Nicole, I think she would probably bring Cody if she wins. And excuse me. Sorry. I'm really tired today. It's hard to say what Cody would do if he wins the final HOH. I'm leaning more towards him taking Enzo because I think he feels that Enzo would be easier to beat. But I don't know. He could bring Nicole as well. I don't know what their arrangement was like, if they had a deal set up before the season. I know their moms are like best friends. So I don't know what Cody would do if he wins. But anyway, Enzo's not out of this yet. So anyway, Nicole is starting to prepare what she will say to the jury. I just got to say, before we get into this, I feel like Nicole's going to be so pissed if Cody doesn't bring her to the final 2, because I feel like she's banking on it. But anyway, Nicole has a feeling the jurors are going to be like, hey, so you hid behind people all season long. What moves did you do? Or some bullcrap like that. Those are Nicole's words. I feel like it's a legit question to ask with her style of gameplay. But she says, I gotta be prepared to answer that because it's probably going to come up. So I think it's also worth mentioning that while Nicole was going over this and talking to the cameras about this, Cody and Enzo were doing really loud Veruca Salt impressions. They were like, Daddy, I want a golden goose now. So there was a lot of that in the background. But anyway, Nicole's like, okay, this is the jury. We feel like you just hid behind Cody all season. And Nicole was like, okay, this is what I'll say. I don't think that's a bad strategy at all. You know, I think if Cody and I were on the block together at any point, he would be a lot more appetizing for people to take out. So she says, as a former winner, if I was winning more competitions, like I would have been out earlier. I had to do this to survive here. She says, Cody and I had to play completely separate games. Bless you. We knew that people might link us together because we were on the same season. It's ridiculous because, like, people should have made that connection and immediately split them up. Oh, okay, bye. But they didn't for some reason. People were not putting the 2 of them together. I guess they really did do a good job of separating themselves for a while. I mean, we saw it all. We saw them like hanging out together and talking game together, but people weren't picking up on that, which is just insane. But anyway, yeah. Nicole says, we just couldn't be seen together. Hello. And she brings up the wall yeller. I don't think Big Brother is going to be happy if she includes that in her speech. But anyway, she says, I made a final 2 with Cody on the first day, but I didn't hide behind him. Welcome back. Come here, Lulu. She says, Cody would have never used the power veto on me. I had to ensure my own safety. Do you guys think that he would have used the POV? I don't know. I guess it would depend on the situation, right? Maybe not earlier in the season, but I feel like maybe later. I don't know. So then Nicole was saying, I didn't want to win a bunch of competitions to put a bigger target on me. And she says, I read a book before coming in here, and I realized that I am not a person who needs the credit for a move. You know, if something is happening that I want to happen, I just want the same outcome. Like, I don't need to have credit for that. I don't need to be the one behind it. So she's saying, I would rather someone else win the competitions and do it for me. You know, work harder, work smarter, not harder. So then she was talking about how the committee was full of really strong competitors, people that are great at competitions, and it allowed her to really play up that weak persona. She says, I came in with a target that only one other person had, that person being Ian, right? Because they were the 2 winners. There were supposed to be other winners on the season, like Josh and Casey, but they didn't end up on the show. So Nicole and Ian were pretty surprised to see that they were the 2 only winners on. But Nicole says, because of that, my strategy changed immediately when I saw that there was only one other winner. I knew what I needed to do to be sitting in this chair. And she says, winning competitions doesn't necessarily mean that you're a better player. And that's true. I feel like there's been so much emphasis the last few seasons on like, this person won way more competitions, but maybe they like suck at the game. But I feel like not as many people respect kind of like the more behind the scenes gameplay of like manipulating people. And I'm not calling Nicole a puppet master by any means, but like she did make some moves while not being in power. So yeah. She says, I was in a position where I didn't need to win a bunch of competitions and I had to depend on my social game. She says, BB is a social game. It's not just winning competitions. Again, I would agree with that. She says, I used what I have to the best of my ability. And if you want to hold it against me that I'm only 5'1", 100 pounds, and not a physical threat, there's nothing I can do about that. Sure, Nicole. I just feel like she's like, guess what? I'm only 100 pounds. It was a lot. But anyway, she said more stuff about playing weak and why she felt like she shouldn't win competitions because she didn't want to put more of a target on herself. I'm sorry, but the dogs keep like trading places, and every time one of them goes up there, they start chewing on that chewy, and I just see them. They're like looking at me sort of, and they're making this face like, it's hilarious and adorable. But Nicole says, I spent more time in this house than anyone. You know, she's been in there for like 200 something days, more than anybody ever. And she says that's not by chance. You know, it takes skill to be around like that. So she says at one point, I'm going to be up against someone who never sat up on the block, who has 7 competition wins and had an impeccable social game. How do you beat that? You know, the jury is probably going to show up to the finale already having their minds made up. What do I do? I know what you can do. If you win the final HOH, clip Cody, right? That I feel like it would be a slam dunk for her to win if she gets rid of Cody and goes up against Enzo. But I don't know that she's willing to do that. From what I've heard her say, even just to the cameras, it sounds like she is actually planning on taking Cody to the end. She's not just saying that. What? All right. So Big Brother gave them some alcohol last night. All 3 were hanging out together for a while. Yay. All right. Moving on. Enzo and Cody were chatting alone in the kitchen. Nicole was in the DR at the time. And Enzo says to Cody, I think you're going to win no matter what. It's your season, yo. I love Derek, but you're an effing beast, yo. And he says, you played awesome from the beginning to the end. The best setup anyone in this house. He's kissing that ass. But he says, I never would have made it to the end without you. And I know that. Cody says, cool, thank you. I just want to pull out this last win. You know, I want to win this final HOH competition so I can guarantee my spot in the final two. And Enzo says, you're gonna be one of the greatest of all time. A kid from New Jersey. Okay. So then they were talking about just how devastating it is to get third place. And Enzo says, I'd be cool with getting second place this time. I really want it. And Enzo says, if you win, I win. I'm happy. We've been working together since day one. He's being sure to keep pushing, like, we've been working together since day one. Subtle. And he says, I told you that I would bring you to the end no matter what. So he's basically saying, like, you're going to do the same, right? Without saying it. And then this kind of transforms into Cody talking about how much the jury questioning sucks. He seems to really be dreading facing the jury, because even if you play a great game, you know that there's going to be people trying to get their jabs in there. There's going to be people being passive aggressive. There's going to be people being aggressive. So he's not looking forward to that part. But Enzo is like, we'll get attacked together. You know, let's go together. We pissed off the same people. We'll have fun with it. They do think that some of the jury will try to get cute with them. I think they were talking about Danny, possibly Davon, Christmas for sure. So they're thinking it could be a little bit intense with this jury questioning. But Enzo says, I believe you will win. And he says, it's over for Nicole. Enough's enough, yo. We'll see. So then a little later, Enzo was in the diary room and Nicole and Cody were chatting. So Nicole asks, did Enzo talk to you about you taking him to the final two? And Cody's like, nope. He didn't say, like, you're taking me to the end, right? But he said, like, we're going to the end together. Cody says no. He was just, saying things like, you're my boy, yo. And Nicole's like, well, are you thinking at all about taking him? Tell me the truth. Be honest. And Cody jokes that he is. And then he says, no, like, why do you keep asking me this? So Nicole says, well, Enzo seems to be in a very good mood. And maybe he's in a good mood because he thinks that you would take him to the end. So she tells Cody, if you're going to cut me, tell me so that I can cut you if I win HOH. And they're doing their whole usual back and forth, like, jokingly bickering thing, like, sort of joking, sort of not, like a brother and sister thing. And Cody's like, I know what you're doing here. You're just doing this so that you won't feel bad if you win and you cut me. And Nicole's like, I'm not going to cut you. And Cody says, I'm not going to cut you either. Like, why would that even be a conversation? He says, if I wanted to cut you, I would have done it already. Ooh. But he says, again, you're looking for a reason to cut me. You know Nicole loves to find her reasons to justify things, right? But anyway, Nicole swears that she's not even thinking about cutting him. And I think she talked to the cameras later and was like, can't believe Cody's saying that I'm, like, looking for a reason. She says she is not cutting Cody. Okay. I think that's dumb because I think she could win if she does cut him. But late night, we've got Enzo alone in the bathroom area getting ready for bed. And he says, this close, yo. Mother effer, yo. This close to 500,000. So then he shouts at his brother Jackie, and he says, they're both scared to take me, yo. I don't think they're scared. But Enzo asks, would you take me? Hell no, I wouldn't take me. I think they would both beat Enzo in the final two. I really do. Things would be different if Enzo was still in the running to win this competition. Like, say Enzo won and cut Cody, then yeah, I think he could win. But at this point, I think his best chance is second place. I don't think he's gonna win this thing. But yeah, I don't think they're threatened by him in that way. But anyway, Enzo says, that's it, yo. 2 more days and it's over. And then he goes into his bedroom and he's like, what are you gonna do, Cody? You're gonna take her and then risk her winning again? Whatever, yo. He says, F in third place again. And he says he's come to grips with it. He says, I don't give an F anymore. This is on him, though. You know, he's had opportunities to evict Nicole. He's had opportunities to change the trajectory of the whole entire game. We saw this coming from a mile away. He blew it. But I do still think that Cody would possibly take Enzo to the end. So he still has a chance to make it to the final two. But anyway, today, there's been nothing going on. These house guests have been sleeping. Cody has been playing backgammon by himself. You know what's more boring than watching two people playing backgammon? Someone playing backgammon by themselves. It's rough. But yeah, that's where we're at. We've got 2 days left until the finale. I'm excited for tonight's episode because we get to see the pre-jury again. I think, you know, thank God in a way that it was boring because at least we get to see, at least we get to see the pre-jury tonight. That's fun. Oh, Bowie!
These dogs were just playing backgammon in the other room.
Alone or together?
Together.
Okay. Bobo. So I want to thank, oh wow, all of our super chatters today. You guys are amazing. Jody Cortez, thank you so much. Dawn MH302, thank you so much. Catherine Cruz, thank you so much. Actually, let me scroll back and see because I know some of you guys leave comments and I don't want to miss that. So Catherine Cruz, thank you so much. Darby C, thank you so much. You're awesome. Renzo Alarte, thank you so much. Hi, baby boy.
Did I get all those?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Debbie Prishgoda, thank you so much. And Debbie says, it might have been a snooze fest for the most of the season, but you have made it enjoyable anyway and something to think about besides COVID. Thank you so much for saying that. I will agree, even though, not that I'm amazing, but I will agree that even though it's been like a really predictable and like bleh kind of season, at least we got something, right? At least we got something.
Yeah.
And we got to bond over this. Ew. No, definitely. I'm glad that we got something this year. Because for a while it was looking like it wasn't going to happen. But thank you for the support. And thank you for saying that. Amy Solomon, thank you so much. Ashley Barnett, thank you so much. And Ashley says, so appreciate your finding anything to report to us from the near nothing they give us. Well done. Thank you so much. I got to give a lot of credit to a lot of the websites that I use to keep up to date on the feeds. So Online Big Brother,
Hamster
Watch, of course, BB Updates, BB22 live feeds on Twitter. Like they do a great job and I could not do what I do without them because I would go insane and never sleep. So I am very grateful to all of them and really appreciate their work. Allison Myers, thank you so much. Allison says, thanks for covering this season. Your storytelling is more entertaining than the show and great singing voice in the puppet shows. Thank you. I feel like my storytelling is a little bit extra, but I'm glad you guys enjoy it.
Well, all the yelling, I don't know.
I do yell a lot. I'm sorry. I'll be on the phone with my boyfriend. He's like, you're yelling at me right now. Like, not like, but like, exclaiming. I just get very
animated,
excited. Yeah. But anyway, I want to thank you all so much for being here. We've got 2 more spoilers left. But I'm going to pull a Julie right now and talk about the rest of our programming for the season. So yeah, we have 2 more spoilers left, but we also have tonight's recap, which is just going to be like one of our regular
It's going to be a
chats.
Piece of crap, but try and give it a warm welcome anyway.
Yeah. And then on Wednesday night, we're going to be doing our chat live for the finale.
No way!
Yeah, so you guys can expect that around 11:30 p.m. Eastern time. So if you're on the West Coast, it would be 8:30.
We're doing it.
We're doing it live.
Yeah,
it should be fun. I hope you guys can join us. It's gonna be a tough racket because I'm sure like everybody's gonna be
piling in,
streaming at that time,
and everybody's gonna be piling in. So the questions are gonna be going like,
oh, I mean, we hope, but I feel like everybody's gonna be streaming.
Please don't be 5 people in the chat.
If it is, we'll have a great time together. It's fine, but yeah, should be a lot of fun. So, woo!
It may be lonely or it may be chaos.
Yeah. But anyway.
And then he says, "Yay!"
Hi, Lily. Hi, Bowie. All right. These puppies need some attention, so we're going to go. But thank you all so much for being here. We will see you later. And until then,
She gave me a hug.
much love. Nanny!